Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmidt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching 12 Angry Men. What do you know about this movie?
I know this has been highly recommended.
Yes.
On pretty much every single courtroom film that we've watched so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been recommended a ton for good reason. I have seen this movie maybe twice. It's been, I would say, at least a decade and a half since I've seen it. So I don't really remember a lot of the middle parts, but I think I remember the end. So this is just your first time watching.
Yes. So other than the fact that it's courtroom, I think it's also a 50s film, maybe black and white.
Yeah, black and white. I don't think we've had many black and white. Probably just Psycho, I think.
I think you're right.
But I do think that this film is right up your alley.
I love like a good detective figuring it out type of film.
Yep.
So since it's a courtroom film, I'm assuming we're gonna be kind of like going through a trial. So I love it. We've watched My Cousin Vinny. We've seen
A Few Good Men.
Yes, we recently watched Primal Fear.
Yeah, that was a great one too.
That might be it.
That's okay. That's a good amount of like interesting courtroom drama type stuff.
Yeah, and they've all been fantastic. So I'm really excited to watch this. It really has been recommended so much to us. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to watch this.
Yeah, me too.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on our Instagram, Twitch, or Twitter, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the movie. We are watching 12 Angry Men on Amazon Prime. I will press play when I say play, and also count down from 3. The runtime of this movie is about 1 hour and 36 minutes. So 3, 2, 1, play. Did you hear lion? 7+.
We're getting right into it.
I'm gonna do my best to not spoil anything. So you just gotta ask all the questions yourself.
Ugh, I have jury duty.
I've never done jury duty. I want to so bad. Guilty.
I've been on a jury already, and now I have jury duty again coming up.
I'm ready. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Well, you've done this before. Is it this?
It wasn't for the death penalty.
Oh, that's.
I was gonna say there's no ladies, but the movie's called 12 Angry Men, which I'm guessing is these men. Is that the person? Just a kid.
Guilty. See, I'm ready. That is a lot of pressure, though. Someone's life is in your hands. I don't know if we've seen anything with Henry Fonda in it so far.
Mm-mm.
Nice and warm. Was this what jury duty was like?
Yeah, they just stick you in a room. Lots of different personalities.
Oh, yeah. Pretty certain already. I don't think they've cut yet.
Hmm?
I don't think they've cut yet. Like, it's just been a single
Oh.
shot. Man, being stuck in the room with someone who's sick.
Not interested.
Nope, didn't take the card.
I have a feeling Glasses here is going to be the only one that disagrees. His dad? No, they're missing one.
Yeah, still going to the restroom. Preliminary vote, huh?
Just like your first impression without discussing. Oh, window guy.
It's got to be awkward. Yeah, he just wants to go to the game.
You're on a jury.
Determining someone's life. Jeez, how many handkerchiefs does he have? Rice Pops. Yeah, not very many people are taking it seriously. We've heard that a lot. So that one is a feeling.
That doesn't prove he did it.
Yeah, that was just a timeline. Yeah, they're jumping the gun.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh. Pass. Yeah, what's one more hit? There you go.
So we're not going to see any bit of this trial. This is literally just hearing everything from their perspective.
Yep.
They don't seem reliable.
That is a bad record. And so everyone just says that.
All right.
Hey, great strategy there. Dang. Just going around the room one time, chaos already. Guy starts shit with everyone. I hate this old guy.
Yeah, I don't think they were purposely lying, but they could be wrong.
Got him. Poor glasses. Details matter.
That's weak. A stranger on the street found it and then killed his dad with it. They just handed it to him? It's not even in a bag?
No, there's no fingerprints back then. Oh.
Was that knife in his dad?
Yeah, I think so.
Shut up. Oh! Anyone could have that knife.
That was a huge. It is interesting.
think he got glasses.
Think glasses? I mean, the first vote was public for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a
but
lot of
people were like looking around like
right, that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of pressure.
the end.
Everyone voted the same.
Dun dun dun.
It goes on. This guy's gonna have a heart attack. Yeah. It's a good way to put it. Here's the back. Hey, everyone, I'm telling a story.
Hilarious.
Sure. That was good. It's not taking anyone's shit. Those, those are also interesting towel dispensers.
Yeah, like
Turns-
recycles it?
Yeah.
Trying all different tactics to convince him.
Yeah. That's why you're not a boss. Where'd it go? Playing tic-tac-toe.
Someone's life. I cannot stand this guy.
Yeah.
But the train was passing.
Right? Couldn't hear it. Let him speak. Right?
Some rumbling.
Ooh. Oh, damn. I definitely don't remember that part. Super observant. Super deep. He's an old man. Well, I say that all the time.
Yeah, I was like, what?
It's making progress. I mean, you couldn't hear with the train, and there's tons of those knives. Yeah. Go back to the scene of the crime. That's a pretty big point from the beginning.
Or he ran out in a state of panic because he just saw his father get murdered.
Possible.
The body wasn't discovered until 3?
Yeah. Or no, the police arrested him at 3.
Oh.
So many excitable people. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Dude was.
Was limping.
Yeah, there's no way he would make it to the front door at the same time that the kid would make it to the front door.
Especially with a limp. Damn.
Walked right into that one.
Damn, this guy's ready to throw down with anyone.
$43 feet?
That's a long way. The lawyer sucked. So many hateable people in here. Ooh, that's a big difference. um This guy's walked himself into so many disappointments. So the noise, the knife, the time, even
Nothing's lining up
yeah,
now.
even the saying. Preach. Dang, I wish I had that. Got glasses. Ooh.
6.
Even. Oh.
Sir, I think you need some water. They need that storm.
They need that fan. Oh.
You want to not jam the fan?
Really, just got it working. Oh, you are an excitable person? Jeez. Jeez. Seeing his dad dead.
You're not even under grade stress.
Oh,
He is now. Look at his head.
sweating.
Yeah, downward.
I could see that angle.
Yeah. Mm.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, him getting in knife fights in his past actually helped out.
Were you grumpy?
He's just tired of being here. Oh, jeez. I mean, someone asked him why he voted the way he voted, and he said, I don't need to explain.
Who's that?
Ooh, got the ad.
Marketing.
Oh,
She's got the two angry guys in the sweater left.
yeah. So racist. A couple who are okay. Everyone's just leaving him. No one's listening, old man. Now that he's gone, everyone can come back. Just got to break these 2 points.
I mean, I still think that's super unreliable through the L train.
That rain is so loud.
Does lady wear glasses?
Yep.
She was not sleeping with her glasses.
This guy was so observant of everyone. That you wore glasses. Right? Pretty hard.
Why?
Back to not guilty.
And he might have got sweaty guy. They broke him.
Yeah, they really broke that guy.
$11 to 1.
Just this angry guy.
One angry man.
I didn't mean that.
No pressure. Just stubborn.
Better be real clear. They've broken apart every point.
You can't prove he did.
No one's convinced. Something a little deeper.
Finally.
The angriest people were the most broken.
Man, that was crazy. It all just started with one guy who was like, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not really quite sure. Oh, peace offering.
Yeah, he does not deserve that.
Well, goodbye. And it even stopped raining.
Just in time for the baseball game.
All right, that was 12 Angry Men. What'd you think?
That was great. I loved kind of the simplicity of the film.
Super simple. I mean, it's just 12 dudes. You don't even know their names really in one room.
Yep, exactly. Everything that we're gathering is just from their perspective and what they picked up from the case. We didn't
Right.
get to see any of the trial. And so we're sitting here and we're learning about each of these guys, learning about their prejudices, learning about little details that they pick up, their family lives, like all of the
Yeah.
things that make up this jury and why they feel the way they do about the defendant.
There's some people who had plenty of time. There's some people who just wanted to get out of there.
Mhm.
Their jobs played a role. I mean, exactly like you said, everything about them shaped how they kind of felt and digested the whole trial.
Yeah. I thought it was just really clever because it's so simple. We're just paying attention to all the little details. And I thought it was cool kind of how things were brought up. You know, when the original juror who thinks that he's not guilty, he is the one that brings out the knife.
Yeah, I mean, I love this movie. I'm super glad that you were able to see it. I don't know how this translates too much into a reaction type of film because it is very simple and it is mostly just dialogue. There are a handful of like really great reveals, and the first one that really kicks everything off is that knife moment.
Yes. I love that he was just so invested in this kid's life that he was willing to, you know, go out on a walk the night before. And he goes into that pawn shop and he buys this knife illegally in order to kind of prove a point.
Yeah, I mean, this is no light situation. This is life or death for someone. So if you were on that opposite side, you would want the jurors to be very invested on all of the details and the facts. And he's definitely the one that demonstrates the most interest in the case because he actually took the time to walk through the neighborhood itself.
Yeah, and we just have so many different guys of different ages, like you said, different jobs. We did see like multiple people have kind of prejudice against this kid because of where he grew up and his, I guess, ethnicity, his background.
Right.
And then you're seeing, you know, this last juror, the final guy who can't give up and he finally says not guilty. This all stems from his relationship with his own son and the, I guess, non-relationship that they have now.
Right, just the animosity he has towards children of the day.
Every little detail was so clever, and everyone was so different in this room.
Yeah.
I said at the very beginning of the reaction that I have served on a jury before, and the way that they pick a jury, every little thing matters, I think.
Oh yeah. Are you legally allowed to talk about?
I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to talk about the case in particular, but I would say that my jury was absolutely stacked
For what the situation was
for
about.
the case
Yeah.
by the prosecutor.
Stood no chance.
It's very interesting to see kind of all the details because on the jury that I was on, there was very much similarities between almost the entire jury.
Oh, really? Wow.
And that's what I mean when I'm saying it's stacked. But this, you really did have people from all different backgrounds and all different jobs. Clearly, this is a bunch of men that are all kind of around the same age.
A few older people.
Yeah, a couple of older, and then we had people that were brought up in different upbringings, which I feel like was extremely important.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to say that this was like a crazy variety of people on this jury, but their differences really did make all of the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you see it play through everything. You know, the old man who understands how the other old man would feel. And he was like, I would understand this guy better than anyone else here. The individual who wore the glasses, who was so sure that the woman seeing him was the biggest thing that he couldn't get across. So obviously breaking that for him is more important than someone else who wouldn't wear glasses. You know, the individual who said that he grew up from the slums and saw the knife fights and his own personal experiences of how to operate a switchblade and stuff. Like, everyone played an important role in this movie. It's only an hour and a half movie. You get through a lot of material, and without much effort, you really get to understand the personalities of everyone at this table, which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and we talked about, we don't know really anybody's names. We got the last two guys' names right at the very end of the film, but they're literally just juror number whatever.
Yeah.
They're sitting at that table in order. I mean, I kind of made up my own nicknames for them. You know, Glasses. Sweaty, who was the only guy who wasn't sweating. But I mean, because it wasn't important. Their names weren't important.
No.
It was just all about them kind of coming to terms with what they needed to make sure that there was not reasonable doubt. And all of these people were coming in and like, oh, no, I am doubting this now.
Right.
What's important in the trial, you're not trying to prove innocence. You're just trying to prove that there's a reasonable doubt that they're not guilty or guilty.
You're innocent until proven guilty.
Correct. So it's the prosecutor's job to prove that without any doubt, they're guilty.
Right.
And if there is a little bit of doubt,
you can't convict.
Yeah, you can't move forward with that. And especially in a case like this is literally somebody's life. It's not even just murder, but the fact that they did also say that he was gonna be
electrocuted.
Killed without a doubt if he was found guilty.
Yeah, the stakes are incredibly high. So that's why I pointed out that wouldn't you want people to spend a little bit of time or at least a little bit of a conversation, even though you spend 6 days? And I think that's really interesting aspect of the movie is that you don't see those 6 days. So you don't get the biases or the point of view from the prosecutor or the defender. You just get what the jurors were able to process.
Yep.
And even throughout the movie, they start to pick up on stuff that they didn't see important or they didn't think of. Even people who had strong connections to certain pieces of evidence. It's like, oh, wait a second, like the switchblade guy again. How many times did they probably discuss that blade? Yet it wasn't until actually going through a discussion that he was like, actually, you would hold it like this. So I think that's one of the most impressive things about the movie is just the systematic breakdown. It wasn't like, oh, I think he's not guilty. And then he was able to just kind of convince everyone. It was a slow burn of breaking through these people one point after another until you eventually got to the end. And it was just impossible for anyone to deny that there was enough doubt. You know, maybe there was still some people who thought he was guilty, but there was enough doubt that you're like, well, I can't. It's not for sure.
And the breakdown, like you're talking about from person to person to person, I like that it wasn't just our original not guilty guy that convinced everyone. Like everyone started to convince themselves and convince each other, and it started kind of spreading across the room versus one guy, because even he was like, well, I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm just saying,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. And in order for him to say and open this conversation for more discussion, he just needed to go against the grain and vote not guilty. Even if in the end he was like, oh, you convinced me.
Very early on in the movie, he had that ultimatum or whatever where he was like, look, if all of you vote guilty, I'll say guilty. That was like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, that was very early.
So he wasn't trying to be stubborn or, just for the sake of being stubborn. He very much just wanted to get the point across, like, hey, maybe let's just talk about it for a little bit.
I know that it's a jury of your peers, and that's just the way that the American justice system works. But it is scary when you think about the fact that if that guy hadn't been there, all of those guys were like ready to get out of that room, and they were just like, yeah, we don't need to discuss this, guilty.
Yep, someone would have died being innocent, or who knows? I mean, the interesting thing about this movie too is it's not like at the end you are given the truth or something. No. It's not like someone...
I mean, you can't. Nobody can give you the truth.
Yeah. Technically open-ended, but you just do the best that you can.
Yeah, I mean, that kid's not gonna be sentenced to death, but I mean, what if we watch this entire movie and he actually did kill his dad, and then you just have some murderous child out on the loose?
It would have been great if at the end you see him like running down the street and just stab someone, like, oh fuck, we let him go. But going back to just breaking everything down, I mean, it starts with the knife reveal, which is a great reveal. And I don't really remember the order too much, but the noise with the L train, thinking of how loud it must be that if a train is going by, the timeline doesn't match up very well with being able to hear screams. The old man getting to the front door in 15 seconds and kind of doing that slow limp. And even when they were like, oh, he was faster than that and he sped up quite a bit, it was still like 3 times as long as what he said.
Not even close.
Again, with the lady with the glasses turning over in bed to see someone in a split second through the L train, you're not going to like wake up, turn over and throw your glasses on and be like, oh, wow, look, a murder in like the course of 2 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Even down to the details of the extremely observant old man about the frayed jackets and the dyed hair for the woman and the new clothes. It's like, if people aren't paying attention, you're going to miss all this. And even him, he voted guilty right away.
Yeah. There's only 2 witnesses in this trial, and I like that their testimonies didn't like corroborate each other's stories.
Yeah. When you combine them together, you start finding holes.
Yeah, because what if that man had never said that he heard anything? Then you just have the woman saying that she saw it happen. And it's like, if you heard that in a trial and all of a sudden you're just like, well, there's a witness that saw it, you might be more inclined to be like, there's a witness. But the fact that they started breaking things down with the guy hearing it and then bringing in the L train and all the other things, then it's like, wait a minute, we need to look at her too.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is jam-packed with detail and just creating these characters and forming their opinions. It's super impressive. Even the amount of times where characters walk themselves in to their own like defeat.
Yeah.
The angry, excitable guy who even was like, I'm not excitable or something like that. And then later was like, I am excitable. And, I mean, he walked himself into the I'll kill you moment, which was great. And all of the 11 people were just like staring at him. He's like, whoa, what do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. He even had another moment with the talking about the old guy and being like, well, why do we care about the old guy? He's an old guy. He doesn't know anything. He's confused. Why would we listen? It's like, you're
proving their point.
Yeah.
The amount of details though in this, like, I feel like that's what made this such a good movie. Obviously besides all the characters in it, but the amount of detail, this is definitely, I feel like, would be a movie that's rewatchable. I would love to kind of get into more of like the breakdown of each person. I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a great movie, and I can see this being kind of like a stem for a lot of jury trial type films.
Oh yeah. I mean, this came out in, I think, 1957, I believe. And this is just a staple for how you can make something so incredibly entertaining and brilliant, yet very, very simple, like you said. Great movie. I really enjoyed watching it again, and I'm excited that you were able to experience it for the first time.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad we watched this. I had a great time with it.
Yeah, we love these courtroom stuff, or the juror stuff in this case, so any recommendations for more stuff like this, bring it on for sure.
Yes. Detective.
Yeah, I didn't get to play detective because I knew everything going on. I was like squirming in my seat, being like, oh man. So hopefully I didn't spoil anything throughout, but I think I did okay.
No, I think we were good. But love these types of films, would love more recommendations for them. But thank you guys for recommending this film, because this was great.
Yeah. So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.